Howdy doody, here we are. Again. Postcards with Amy and Jeff.
And Jeff. I'm Jeff.
Postcard today.
Postcard today with Amy and Jeff. There we go.
This is a special off the rhythm episode.
cuff.
Yeah. Our schedule is a little unusual, so we thought we'd just cover one day today because our next stop is a 2-day stop.
In Singapore.
Yes, and we have lots of planned.
So where are we today, Amy?
Today we were in Semarang, Java, Indonesia. And we planned an excursion to the Borobudur Buddhist temple, which was a good ways away.
Yeah, it was a 3-hour drive.
Hour and a half there, an hour and a half back at least. But well worth it because it's the largest Buddhist temple in the entire world.
Yep,
It is breathtaking.
it was. It's made from volcanic rock, basalt,
Mhm.
which is black. And before we say it again, it was hot again today.
As
And-
Hades, yes.
And it was sunny, and so this rock was heating up
Just absorbs.
the heat. You felt like you were in a brick oven. You couldn't even touch some of the rocks, the really black ones.
The ones that have been out in the sand. Yeah, they were too
Out in the
hot.
sun.
The sand. Yeah, no sand.
No sand.
We're out in the sand.
Yeah.
So, but we did have to get up very early. Our bus left at 7:15, which is pretty darn early for retired folks on vacation.
Yep,
'Cause, you know,
absolutely. Ugh.
but thankfully,
Particularly for one that got up to watch, unfortunately, the Iowa-South Carolina championship game,
curses.
and the Iowa women went down.
They did.
We never did see the score, how close it was.
You know, I didn't. I just know they lost.
Yeah.
So, Caitlin Clark, 22, we love you. But, yeah, just wasn't meant to be.
Yes.
Those South Carolina ladies were just too good.
Who's telling us here?
I don't know. Is that the pilot boat?
Might be. It looks kind of small, but we'll see what happens. They may be coming to get the pilot off.
Yeah. So we're just taking off from Java after
Yeah.
having spent one day here. So we got up. We caught our bus. He warned us. We had a guide. He warned us, so we were in for a good long ride, and we were going to make a bathroom stop and a coffee break.
Yes. Although the entire time was just waiting in line to use the
Yeah,
toilet.
no coffee break for
No
me.
coffee. I bought a Coke real quick out of the
Yes.
cooler and took that on
I was
the bus.
I was quite glad to have my little kit with me because it was a hole in the ground to squat over.
Yes.
But these are the things that you go through when you travel.
Yes.
So, yes. The bus wasn't full,
No, that
so
was
we
nice.
could spread out a little.
It was a lot more comfortable.
Yes, it was. The seats were very close together, though, in the rows. Kind of like an airplane, almost.
Yeah, front to back. You mean close,
Yeah, yeah.
No, the seats were wider than we were on the other day,
Sure.
but it helped with the length of the ride to be a
It
little more
did.
comfortable.
It
So
would've
we
been
spread
better.
out so we weren't banging elbows the
Sure.
whole time.
Yes, and then we could see out the window too, both of us. A lot of beautiful, beautiful rice paddies that we passed along the way.
And by the time you realize what they are, you can't even get your camera ready because you're blocked by trees.
And you're shooting out of a window, which is never the best
Ideal.
circumstance. Yes.
Yeah.
The bus would have been better if it had footrest, no footrest.
Yes.
But,
We're starting to get super picky.
it was air conditioned, so I was fine. Yes. So so we went quite a ways, and then we stopped for our coffee break. We both got to go to the restroom. The little ladies were everywhere trying to sell to us. Got back in the bus, and we
An hour and a half later,
Later.
we showed up at the temple.
which is immense.
Oh, God, yeah.
It was.
It's like 160 meters on the side.
It's a square. It's a
Ish.
square, not a perfect square,
Right.
right? He said it was slightly longer or wide.
Where the entrance was.
Ah, okay. And it's built on levels based on the levels of heaven, or the
Well,
okay, go
levels
ahead.
of attaining Buddhahood,
That's nirvana.
nirvana.
Yes.
The 10th layer, which no one can go up to because we're
You
not
have to
worthy.
be a Buddha.
We're
Yeah.
not worthy.
Okay.
And so the base level where you start was sort of the fight between desire and what was the opposite of? So it was
Contentment.
Yes. So it was a fight between material and achieving the first level of contentment.
But before you could go up, because this is such an ancient building,
Yes.
they want you to wear special shoes so that you don't damage
Yes.
the monument.
So this was quite a climb, but they apparently seemed very worried about women in high heels.
So these were the shoes that we were issued.
Yeah.
I have blisters. Jeff does not. His fit better because someone gave up hers that fit very well so that her husband could be comfortable all day.
Yes.
So
So Amy racked up lots of karma points today.
we got two. Whoops, there it
Well,
goes.
there it goes. And this is the pilot boat. I can read
Oh,
it
okay.
on the roof.
And he's coming real close.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Bradley. So they also gave you this little bag that you put your own shoes in, and then you sling it around you, and you carry it. So
Yeah.
that was kind of cool. Everybody had the same shoes on. So yeah, you got
Did
some
we mention it's a UNESCO site?
UNESCO World Heritage
Heritage
Site.
Site.
Boy, that pilot boat is loud, isn't he? Golly.
That's only one little outboard. 400 horsepower that I just saw. Okay. We're going to pause.
We'll pause until he gets a little by. Well, we're back. It's a little quieter now.
Yes, pilot's gone,
Yes.
and
He gave us a little toot goodbye and
the boat gave him a big boop boop.
doot doot back. So that was fun. So going back to Borobudur.
Yes.
Borobudur. Yes.
You
I'll-
did pretty
I'll
good.
Put the
We'll spell it.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. So largest. It's bigger than Angkor Wat. Older than Angkor Wat.
Yeah.
It's the site of pilgrimages for devout Buddhists, and it has some really important reliefs there that have been preserved, though it has been pillaged over the years.
Yes. So there were originally some 500
Yeah.
Buddha statues,
Mhm.
and a whole bunch of them were missing their
Heads.
heads because people would come and steal the heads
As a
as a souvenir.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Evidently, yeah, we heard about the the Thailand prince, the prince from Thailand that came, or the king from Thailand that stole a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So, a little bit of political in there
Sure.
from our guide.
And then there's a little over 1,400 decorative carved panels
Mhm.
that tell the story of different people that achieved Buddhahood. There's only been 30.
Well, there will be 30. There has been 28. The next one will be 29, and then there's one left after that.
Okay.
I did understand that part. The relief panels were lessons on how to build karma, how to be a good person, how to attain nirvana.
Yep.
So,
Self-sacrifice.
well,
Rates right up there.
check.
Yeah. But the other
yeah.
interesting thing was, and we'll have a photo, it was constructed sort of Lego style. So the rocks are offset and the other ones plug in.
Mhm.
Every so often they have an L-shaped block that ties one row of stone to the preceding row.
It was really interesting because as you walk, sometimes the stones kind of
Wobbled
move
a
just a
little bit,
little
yeah.
bit. Yeah. But I think that's a good thing, and that's probably why it's so well preserved for so many years, because it does move, right, and can give.
Maybe so, yes.
Beautiful volcano in the distance too.
I had one, yes. I had one more thing I was going to say
Okay.
first about
We'll come back to
the
volcano.
construction.
Mhm.
So this whole thing was stacked. And then the people started at the top, started carving it out,
Mhm.
of
Coming
this-
down. Yes.
coming down. And over the years, it took tons of people to
Mhm.
do all the bas relief
Mhm. Now, of
panels.
course, that's not all there anymore. There's still a lot of carving, but there's a lot of pieces where it had been pillaged. So it had been restored by the Dutch in the early 1900s,
Yeah.
and then by UNESCO, and it's due for another facelift pretty soon, I heard. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's good.
So for our geologist friends, a bit of something that doesn't mean anything to me. I said the rocks were volcanic. What did I call them? Salt?
you said
Yeah, I thought I said
we meet
that.
just now, or
No,
there?
on the first half.
Oh,
But
okay.
according to some research we did, it's called gray andesite.
Okay.
Andesite.
Hmm.
So that's for our two geology friends.
That means
Um,
something to you guys.
Yes. So from the top, we had a view of two volcanoes, the shorter one of which is active and was spouting off some steam today.
Very cool.
I'm glad we're on the road.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, they haven't had an eruption since the 70s. Is that what you said?
I think so. Might have to look that up too.
Yeah.
It was spouting off steam today, so yeah. I saw Jeff keep looking at it. It was
I was
very
looking for the tsunami evacuation route.
So it really did go up quite high in the distance, and then there was a little ring of clouds around it. So I mean, it was a little natural beauty to go with
Steam cloud.
the homemade with the man-made beauty that was
Mhm.
there too. So he took us all the way to as high up as we mere
Could go.
mortals were allowed to go.
Now, instead of being square, the last few layers were circular.
Mhm.
And on the first
Oh,
circle,
yeah.
which was just about head height for
Mhm.
me, there were 72 Buddhas around the diameter of the circular platform. And then there was another circular platform, and on top of that
Mhm.
was a stupa holding the bigger Buddha.
Mhm.
The 72 were probably pretty life-size, and we have a picture of the top off of one of them we'll be able to show you.
Mhm.
It was just remarkable. I don't know what else to say about it. except-
I have to say, I was a little surprised that it was all outdoors. There was, at least not that we were taken to. Do you suppose there was an inside part? No, it's all.
It's all stacked stone.
Okay, and you're supposed to pray as you go up it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And then when you hit the first circular level, you have to walk it clockwise.
Mhm.
And while you're walking, you do prayers. And before you finish up, you get to ask for something.
Huh?
You get to,
Make a wish.
make a wish.
It was cool. It was a great experience. It was well worth the time in the
Spending the
bus.
day.
Yes, yes.
Now, I would say, having seen that, going through town of
Cimarron.
Cimarron, I think I've seen enough of Java. I didn't feel like a
Yes.
repeat. It's worth seeing those. And if you did spend a few days, there's other temples and things
Sure.
in the area that you could visit.
And nobody took us to the good parts of Java, right?
Well, we went past one of the high-end neighborhoods,
I guess
the
so.
new housing area.
Well, that's true. And when we were at our coffee stop, we got to smell some really good coffee
Ooh.
from
Sumatra.
Sumatra. Now, when we went back, I meant to go in and buy some
Yeah.
curses. So, yeah, that didn't happen. I did see the one guy brought some back. Maybe
Well,
we can.
we can buy it. We can buy Sumatra Java at Java.
Oh, our little coffee shop at home.
Yes.
I don't think it's quite the same.
I mean, it has to come from there. It's kind of like wine.
Okay.
It has to be official. Now, before we get off the subject, I think Amy showed the sarong I got the other day.
Mhm.
Well, I had to wear it today to go up on the temple. And so
I had mine on too. Yes. So he's still saronging, rocking the sarong. The colors are great.
Yep. So that was fun. It's nice and cool and breezy,
Oh yeah.
sort of like
now,
a kilt.
Now you know why we ladies like our dresses.
Oh. And I think that kind of wraps up this short episode.
Yeah. Well, we have a postcard today that
Yes.
we need to send to our neighbors at home, Tara
Oh, and Mark.
and Mike.
Mike.
Tara and Mike from Maryland.
Our
Thank
sometime
you.
neighbors.
Well, yes. They, yes. So thank you so much for watching, and thanks for asking for the postcard.
Yes.
You guys are a lot of fun, and don't drink up everything in town. Leave some behind for us.
Well, keep the town going until we get back.
Well,
we still have a few months to go.
Good idea. Good idea.
But I am looking forward to Singapore.
That is our next stop, and we're there for 2 days,
Yes.
and we have some really cool things
Things
planned.
scheduled,
So no spoiler alerts.
Okay, I'm done talking then.
But yeah, we're gonna do some very touristy things, and we've sought out a few experiences that are a little unusual.
Yep.
So
Oh, did we mention that all this is flowing in as we're wrapping up? So the temple, the Buddhist temple, was constructed in the mid-1800s, Christian era. Not 1800s, 800s, Christian era, CE.
I thought it was 400 years before Christ.
No,
Oh, okay.
800.
All right. But
And it took 40 or 50 years to
yes,
complete.
yes. Which I mean, it's
People had to
immense.
be working on that like ants.
Exactly. And can you imagine how hot it was up there?
Now the blocks aren't big,
Yeah.
so there was just a lot of work getting that thing together.
Well, and let's face it, your basic Indonesian person is not of tall stature. And probably at that time they were even smaller,
Probably.
wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Some of the stairs were this tall, climbing up. What? How
Well, I
did
think
that-
it's to be humble. You're going up on your hands, and
Oh, is that what it was?
yeah.
I suppose that would work.
it's to kind of impress you or intimidate you.
Mm-hmm.
But
I needed help getting down some of those stairs because they were steep too,
Yes.
going down. And yeah, I could see one wrong step, and there you go.
that's why I don't like you being so close to people. 'Cause you're going to fall down like dominoes.
Yeah, that's true.
They're too
Yeah, they
close.
fall. All right, we're slip by.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye, folks.
we'll see you next time from Singapore.